So this lady, I was about to pay, and she had these
very colorful
long,
nails.
colorful, decorated nails, and it's like she wanted me to say something about her nails.
She definitely wanted to make a statement with them.
So I said, "Girl, your nails look good." And she was like, "Oh, well, my nails have a meaning." And I'm like, "They do?" And she's like, "Yeah, I want to support
Domestic Violence
Awareness Month." And I'm like, whoa, you really care about people. Yeah, we went to the website.
Yeah, we showed the website.
And the featured article for that month was literally about domestic abuse. And she got to see some Bible principles, and she took that with her, and we had a good conversation.
Luckily, this video, people, was only about 30 seconds. But this video is what it's about today. What is wrong with this organization according to the women in this organization? This 30 seconds we just saw is what, in my belief, is what's wrong in the organization according to women. Only 30 seconds, it made me already clear how the dimensions are in that marriage. You see that man looking at his wife, controlling what she's gonna say, interrupting her with the words. Maybe she's a little bit anxious, or because the cameras are on. Nothing is wrong, but she isn't allowed to speak even for herself with him present. Because if a Jehovah Witness man is present, he is taking the lead. That's what they learned from childhood on. If you are a baptized brother, you're 19 years old, you're the only guy at the ministry, and there are a room full of women from 20 to 70 years old, you are expected to do the prayer. Women have to listen to the young guy sending you out in territory. If there's a man present, women have to shut up. Be obedient, be submissive, and they don't go against a man. Even if they have way more life experience, way more. It's the doctrine of the Jehovah Witnesses that the man is ruling everything. And also this woman on this video isn't allowed to speak freely, to act freely, to be herself. She's looking for recognition to her husband. And I don't want to know what their marriage is about without those cameras. Because he is not the easiest one. I can tell you that from just reading the body language in this video. But I feel pity for that woman. Even in those 30 seconds, I already thought, oh my God, that would be a happy marriage. But that's what's wrong with this organization. The elders' wives are submissive, but all other wives in the organization are submissive, obedient, and they don't have any privilege. And that's what's wrong in this organization, in my opinion. Because that organization says to the whole world, we are following Bible principles. We are following the Bible word for word. And if it's in their advantage, they pick a scripture that complies with their theories and rules and policies and principles. But is it true, people? Is it true that women have to be obedient, submissive, and just to shut up and follow their man? Cleaning the house, getting coffee for the people who went into ministry, baking a cake. They are good enough to clean the toilets after the meetings. But is that what's about in this religion? No. Was this religion a different religion from the old days? Yes. Why would Jehovah use a prostitute, Rahab, I believe, in English, to hide two spies? Why would he use that? He would use that to see for us how important he thinks women are for Jehovah. He could easily use a man or a child or whatever, but he used, even it was a prostitute, but he used her to hide those men in hostile territory. We all know Miriam, sister of Moses. Jehovah talked to Moses. He was the leader. But Miriam was the Wonder Woman in the bunch. Aaron, those three. Jehovah had a meeting with all of those three people, not only with Moses. Miriam was a very important person. Let's get the Bible and we'll see another example. I go to Judges 4:4. Deborah. Who's Deborah? Was Deborah cleaning the house? No. Deborah was a prophetess, the wife of Lepidot. And what was her job? She was judging Israel at that time. She was not the judge of a few children in the congregation. She was not the judge over a group of women, unimportant women. No, she was judging Israel at that time. She used to sit under Deborah's palm tree between Ramah and Bethel in the mountainous region of Ephraim. The Israelites would go up for her judgment, go up to her for judgment. So they came to her to judge situations. But not only that, she sent for Barak. So she ordered someone, Barak, to come. She sent for Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of the Keshdel Naphtali, and said to him, "Has not Jehovah, the God of Israel, given the command, 'Go and march to Mount Tabor, and take 10,000 men of Naphtali and Zebulun with you? I will bring to you Sisera, the chief of Jabin's army, along with his war chariots and his troops to the stream of Kishon, and I will give him into your hand." So she was not only a judge, but she also commanded the military to take action. That's how important women are to the Bible, to the source of your belief, dear Jehovah Witnesses. So instead of wanting a submissive, obedient wife who doesn't talk too much, and you don't let her to shine and express herself and feel comfortable sitting you next to her, instead of that, there is an atmosphere created in the Jehovah Witness religion from the early 1930s, I believe. I think with Rutherford it went worse. That women are insignificant. Women don't matter. They are just a help for the man. And in the RSC, Jackson was asked about the role of women. And he said, no, the elders are blah, blah, blah. No, but the interviewer said judges. Because they knew, like me, that there were judges in the Bible, and that there were women, and women were prophetess. So he couldn't answer that. He had crickets and stuff like that, but he couldn't answer that, only that man taking the lead in the congregation. But that whole elder thing wasn't something of the past. There were no elders back in the days where this scripture comes from. So it's a made up thing to just shove women aside, and you're just good enough to clean the toilets after the congregation meeting, bake some cakes, and be submissive to your husband. And especially when your husband is an elder and has more privileges. But that was a big blow to the governing body from the RSC 10 years ago. And I was a little bit surprised because the elder school are now busy. And the last 2 talks of the elder school, the women were invited. The wives of the elders were invited to listen to a talk. And it's in the inside world, there's nothing changes. Men will be the top dogs of the congregation, of the organization. There's no woman in the governing body. Only old men sitting around, old men's club. But to the outside, they want to appear like they are gender inclusive. That's because one of the things the legal system, the RAC, was criticizing them for. And Jackson couldn't answer that. So now they can claim that women also participated in elders' schools, elder gatherings. But the truth remains that nothing has changed. And they were only invited at the last minutes of that school. And they get a petty amount of praise for having a partner that's working so hard and that you have to support that. I think a lot of elders are burning out. And if they invite the wives, the elders are getting a little bit of fuel again, a little bit of energy again to maintain their elder position. And they think, okay, my wife is looking at me now, I'm in that elder meeting, I'm in that elder school, and yeah, it's important. And look at her, she's so proud of me, and that I'm sitting here, and yeah, I have to go on. So it's that short-term drugs, dopamine effect, that they are encouraged to hold on, and we're almost at Armageddon, and just a little push, and we are so happy that we have you. I think a lot of elders want to give up, but if you include a wife, it's like a son who's looking at his father and think, oh, I'm proud of my father. Look at what he can do everything. He's Superman, like that. And when you have those elder wives looking at you, and you make it important what your husband is doing, and that they are supporting that, then you get another dynamic that they are holding on, and that they are toe the line again, and that they are all in the same spirit and vibe to go on with their jobs. And the elders' wives also, you give them a little praise, and they are standing in the congregation, and they let it slip off the tongue. They we were at the elders meeting, and oh yeah, you were at the elders meeting. Oh, what did they say? Yeah, it's secret. I don't talk about it because they say we have to keep it a secret. But but they are very proud of us as elder wives that we do such a good job. And oh yeah, it's good. It's good that someone recognizes us, and but I already said too much. That's how it's going in JW land. But bottom line is, women are much less than what the Bible offers us. So they still have the bare minimum. They still have no opportunities, only doing the dirty work in the ministry. Yeah, Jehovah's army of wives and stuff like that. That's the only thing they get. But to the outside, they want to appear like it's gender inclusive and that we are proud of our women and stuff like that. But what's wrong with you guys who are listening now, maybe still in the organization, maybe you're a woman. I pity you when you're a woman in the congregation. I also pity my mother when she was still alive for taking all that submissive behavior, to be obedient, to not express your feelings. That's always also, I saw it bothering her that she wasn't taking seriously. Because for you guys who don't know, but there are women inside the organization who have more wisdom, more knowledge of the Bible than most men. And you just have to find a mix where someone can excel in. Maybe sometimes in judgment, sometimes it's good to get advice from a woman. If I look at the video and audio, women were more secure with it than the men. Women did audio and video with better. They did it way better than most men. They didn't forget things, they were in time with things and stuff like that. So they're good at certain areas, and we men are also good at certain areas. But the Bible is key for me. If you are talking about Jehovah Witnesses, I always want to go to the source. And the source, they claim, is the Bible. And we just established with each other that a prostitute was used. Miriam had an important task, a position. Deborah was a judge of all Israel, for God's sake, a judge. So later on it went to elders and men, and we have to take the lead and stuff like that. So it's the cherry picking. But the whole essence of the Bible, the whole thought about the Bible, the whole principle was that women are important. And where are we now? We're now at this video we saw with a woman who is too scared to express herself, too afraid to say something wrong, that she's looking to her husband. Husband continuously interrupting the whole interview. For me it was hard to watch. I felt the pain through the screen. I felt the pain, and it's not balanced at all. Because I'm the husband, and because of me you're sitting here next to me and the whole world can see you. That kind of behavior, and that's sad, people. That's sad. So women, stand up for your rights, start your critical thinking. Also guys, maybe you're raised as a Jehovah Witness, you're now an ex-Jehovah Witness. Let go of these things. Women and men are equal. We all have our unique qualities. In some areas the women are better advisors, sometimes the men are better advisors, but it doesn't matter. But what we have to do is trust in ourselves and trust in the other one. Because when you do that and you lose that whole doctrine about men taking the lead and we have to do this, we have to do that. What my problem was, I felt too much responsibility for everything after I left the Jehovah Witnesses. I felt responsibility for our finances. I felt responsibility for this, for that. And then my wife, Tam, said to me, you're not the only one who's responsible for that. We are a team. We do this together. And then I thought, oh, yes. A weight was from my shoulder. And what was that weight? It was the brick of the doctrines of the Jehovah Witnesses. Another trauma was gone, because I was made as a Jehovah Witness to take the lead in everything, to do everything. And that's holding you back, because you don't have to do anything. You don't have all the answers. You don't have to have all the answers. But just because we are raised with even a 19-year-old year kid, I was doing the prayer in the ministry because the room was filled with only sisters, but there were sisters from 70-year-old. They could do the best prayers ever, but because I was a guy, I was baptized and I was a brother, I had to take the lead. It's stupid when you think back to the past, to the old days, that you have more to say even if you're 50 years younger than all the experienced sisters around me. It is a stupid mentality, people, and we have to lose it. So sisters, this one was for you. Women, this one is for you. You are important. Every human being is important, and let's celebrate our uniqueness, our gifts, our qualities, and if we are working together, like we did in the Bible, we can have the best place on earth. Thank you all for watching. See each other on the next episode.